If you actually wanted to know the shape of the Earth, all you'd have to do is read this book right here. But for all you Globers that I'm sure you're not gonna, I'm gonna go over a couple pages in it. The first flight is to Australia for the Gold Cup. From Argentina and Brazil, 2 teams from Argentina and Brazil flew to Australia for the Gold Cup in celebration of the 200th anniversary of Captain Arthur Phillip. Now, this should have just been a routine flight over the Pacific Ocean to go over to Australia, but I was told that the flight had gone from Rio to Los Angeles. Wow, Los Angeles! And it did because, remember the title of the book, Emergency Flight Path Landings. So you want to know what that would look like, huh? Yeah. Thousands of miles, but on a flat Earth, flying right over it. Second one in the book. China Airlines Flight 008. A Taiwanese woman lied about her pregnancy and how far along she was. She was 36 weeks. You're not allowed to fly after 32. She told them that she was 30. They had to emergency land because she started giving birth literally mid-flight. So just another routine flight, right? Taiwan to Los Angeles and land in Alaska. And if you look at the timestamps here, just read this paragraph, and you can't refute it. There's no way they could get to Alaska. So here's the flight. It's like, doesn't make any sense. Like thousands of miles up here to Alaska. It's like they were flying right over it. But to be honest with you, I can just do this all day. Auckland to Lima, Peru. Again, landing in Los Angeles. Like, seriously, guys, look at this. Look at this. Here's another one. They land in Moscow, all the way up here. Why didn't they land down here? It's because we're on a flat Earth. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. They're all the way up to London. Wow, really? In flat Earth. Flat Earth model. Makes sense. From Argentina to India. Yeah, from Argentina to India. And they land in Amsterdam. Completely skip Africa. Yeah, and then you look at it on a flat Earth, it just makes sense, as always. But if you're wondering, like, why would they do this to us? Why would they lie to us, saying that we're on a ball? Just need to compare these real quick. Just look over these real quick. Love these points. No evolution. No Big Bang. It just gets rid of all the bullshit when you're on our model. Oh, and created by God. We came from monkeys. Yeah, that's the whole point. They want you to feel insignificant, like you're a speck of dust in an infinite, expanding space. The Earth's flat. Is global warming actually real? Nah. In my book, absolutely not! Dude, our cars emit CO2, right? Guess what loves CO2? Guess. Trees. Plants. Anything like that. They literally eat that stuff up. That's why everything's so green lately, because it's good for the environment. It's definitely not causing global suicide, says climate expert. Now where have I read that? The UN predicts disaster if global warming not checked. June 29th, 1989. Entire nations could be wiped off the face of the Earth by rising sea levels if the global warming trend is not reversed by the year 2000. It's 2022. What happened to that? Why isn't Florida underwater? Why are all the politicians buying beachfront houses, but then funneling billion sea levels? They're not rising. Seriously, guys. 140, like, seriously. It's really just this simple. Just this simple. Just read this for me. Yeah. Genuinely, I'm getting worried that you guys will just eat anything fed to you. Like, worms are accelerating climate change. Wow. I'm hoping that this is actually how it is. Like, I'm hoping that a lot of people already knew this, because it's not hot outside because of global warming. It's summer, guys. Like, it's just a hot summer, maybe. So we're gonna all die because of climate change in 12 years, but all of these people have been saying this for quite a while. They've been predicting some pretty interesting stuff, believe it or not. 1974 in Scotland, some expert predicted the Ice Age coming. What happened to the Ice Age? So we went from Ice Age to global warming, we're all gonna boil or something? But global warming, it's not even a globe in the first place, if I'm being honest. These guys lied to you too. Seriously. Stars are not fireballs. Crepuscular rays prove the sun is at 93 million miles away. The guy that invented the theory of gravity, that's still a theory, was a Freemason. Water needs a container. This is the most obvious one that we're not on a ball. Water needs a container, always, observably, needs a container. Like, you want to learn that NASA's lying really fast, just look up bubbles in space. But, yeah. If you think the government is going to tell you the truth, well, about anything, obviously you've never read the 2012 modernization of Smith-Mundt Act. Basically, the wonderful things that it did was allow domestic propaganda to be portrayed to the American people that they would have used on other countries, like, in war. And the weirdest thing happened after this act. Like, tons of mass shootings started happening, like Sandy Hook. Like, it seriously blows my mind. You guys don't think this is weird at all. Like, they're not letting you go past the 60th south latitude. Nobody can independently explore out there. They lost all the moon footage. Literally a flat earth map in JFK's Situation Room. Yeah, you remember those original NASA photos of Mars? Everyone found where they took them on Earth. Yeah, these pyramids, the pyramids of Giza, realign under the Orion Belt every year, once a year, and I'm supposed to believe we're traveling 4.9 billion miles a year. Like, get out of here. You don't actually think that the seasons make any sense on the heliocentric model, do you? So, get this. This is what they're telling us is happening. We're supposedly tilted at 23.4 degrees, which is 66.6 degrees on a 90-degree axis, by the way, spinning around the sun at 66,616 miles an hour. And as the Earth spins around the sun, while it's spinning, the light hits at different angles. So it's all still hitting, the sun's light is still hitting it on all sides apparently, but it's hitting at different angles, which causes seasons. Obviously, that's not the truth. So I'm going to show you what the truth is in just a second. But also, if the sun's rays are coming in parallel, how are we getting crepuscular rays? It's like the sun isn't 93 million miles away. Like, maybe it's local within the firmament. Like, seriously, people, like, just look at it. Just look at this. This is crazy. This is really crazy. But what's actually happening is the sun is local and it goes around the Earth in a circular motion. It gets farther and closer away from the North Pole on its most inner rotation around the North Pole. That's when we have summer here in America. This should help with, visualization. The most inner rotation around the Earth, that's when we have summer up here in the Northern Hemisphere. The equator is here, going around the flat Earth. It's a circle going around. And then this is the Southern Hemisphere out here. When the sun is on its most outer rotation, that's when these guys have summer. Opposite of us. Makes no sense? Makes perfect sense. If you start questioning the answers that we've been given about this ball and the shape of the Earth and our reality and the phenomena that happens around us, you're going to find out that none of it's a straight answer and none of it seems logical. But let me know in the comments, do you think we're on a ball? All of the authority figures that are painting this reality for us, like Elon and NASA, told you that they sent a car out into space to orbit the Earth. When we got them in their lie. This was simply a car on a platform with TV screens behind it being filmed that were projecting the shape of the Earth. And a fake one of that. So, if NASA, their astronauts, and all their digital artists are being honest, then why are they doing poses like this? The meaning behind this pose, ignore bad behavior by pretending not to see it. And I'm just expected to believe that these people have the taxpayers' interest in mind? Absolutely not. The devil, it's in the details, constantly surrounding everything that this corporation does. These tapes were accidentally erased. It's like they're only sending Freemasons to the moon. What's the motive? Why would they want to mislead all of mankind into an imaginary thought process that space is real? How's $19 billion a year sound? You tell me. Do you think they're being honest? You ready to address the elephant in the room? It's really just this simple. Like, it's 2022, guys. Like, you'd think we'd have like a 24-hour broadcast of us spinning through space around the sun and everything, you know? It's really just this simple, guys. If we're going 4.9 billion miles a year at 500,000 miles an hour chasing the sun, how does Polaris stay completely stationary? It's really just this simple. If we're sending probes to Jupiter over 350 million miles, why can't we get a picture of Earth on the way out? There's no real pictures of the Earth. It's really just this simple. If you just think about it, what you've been told makes no sense. The Earth's flat. So what happens when you get to the end of Earth? You fall off? For all we know, there is no end to Earth. Unfortunately, everything past the 60th south latitude is being gatekept through the Antarctic Treaty that's signed by most of the nations on Earth. But no, there's no edge. We're not on a disc in space. Like, seriously, guys, this is disinformation. Nobody's gonna be falling off the edge of the Earth anytime soon. Antarctica is an ice wall. It encompasses us, okay? 360 degrees. It's not a continent on the bottom side of an oblate spheroid. And for everyone that doesn't believe me, here's the Antarctic Treaty. The provisions of the present treaty shall apply to the area south of the 60th south latitude, including all ice shelves, but nothing in the present treaty shall prejudice or in any way affect the rights or exercises of rights of any state under international law with regard to the high seas within that area, meaning you've got to get really special permission. Or you can pay like $10,000. And for all the people that are gonna say, there is guided tours, you can go to Antarctica. I'm not paying $13,790 to go on a guided tour. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Woohoo, how fun is that? Just go to a little edge of Antarctica and then turn right around and come home, huh? No, I don't want to be guided. I want to go look around. Guys just don't seem to understand the no independent exploration idea. We don't want to be guided. And here's the 60th south latitude. If you go past that point, they'll turn you around with battleships and jets and stuff. But again, guys, the shape of the Earth doesn't look anything like this. We're not on a disc in space. Seriously. It might look even maybe something more like this. Yeah. And I know what you want to comment next. I know what you want to say. What about the planets? What about the planets? If they're obviously so spherical, then... No, they're not. Just luminaries. Explain the horizon. How does that work on a flat Earth? Well, to explain the horizon, why don't I just explain why the luminaries in the sky, like the sun and the moon, why do they set? They're not setting over a physical curvature of the Earth. Perspective is everything. These lights aren't going down. They're not getting shorter. It's just due to perspective. This is what happens when objects go away. So as the moon gets farther away, it's probably going to look very similar. And then eventually it'll get to a point where it vanishes, called the vanishing point. And I'm sure you're curious, why can't I see Mount Everest from everywhere in the world? Like, sure you're thinking that right now. Stop thinking that. Because there's a vanishing point, and also the atmosphere is opaque, so you can't see forever because light just doesn't travel forever. If you were just on my live and you're wondering, why did it end so abruptly? It's because I'm being censored again. And it's suspended, so make sure to follow my second account right here. If I decide to go live tomorrow, I'm gonna go live there. But also, if the Earth's not flat, then why does the Georgia Guidestones have a hole in it that's set on Polaris 24/7 every single day and night? This hole sat on Polaris, like, until they knocked it down. Like, seriously, think about it. We're on a ball that's wobbling, processing, spinning, orbiting, and chasing the sun, and this little hole is perfectly... Are you sure that all of the oceans and lakes are conforming to the convexity of the Earth? Just think about it, like, periscopes can see like 15.5 miles to like 16 miles. Their observer height, not super high. You'd think they'd only be able to see like 3. Railguns can hit their targets up to 100 miles. And I've heard the same from Navy accounts where they can literally hit other boats with lasers like 100 miles away. That's like 6,666 feet of missing curvature. Everyone loves to quote Eratosthenes, but Eratosthenes didn't prove anything. Works on both models, guys. Seriously. There's some pretty obvious signs out in reality that tell us that we're not on a spinning ball that wobbles and is tilted on an axis going 500,000 miles an hour. Now, if you're being honest with me, you'll admit gravity makes no sense. Sometimes gravity causes planets and moons to orbit a gas ball in space while there's no oxygen in space, not constantly pulling things towards center mass, keeping things at perfect distances, doing elliptical orbits. And then other times, gravity is constantly pulling millions or trillions of gallons of water to center mass, causing the Earth to look like this. No container, no level water, all of this is from gravity. All I'm trying to get at is that gravity makes no sense, and it's out there. It's still a theory, and the longer something's a theory, the more irrelevant it becomes. Buoyancy and density, guys. It's not that hard. So if the Earth isn't flat, then how is the current world record distance for a photograph 273.4 miles? That's 9.4 miles of missing curvature between these 2 points. The peak of the mountains that we're looking at here is 15,700 feet, and if there's about 5,000 feet in a mile, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the mountain would only be 3 miles tall and there's 9 miles of curve. But unfortunately for all of the heliosexuals out there, this is happening all over the world. This one you can see from 190 miles away, guys. There's no curvature to the Earth. This skyline, Chicago skyline from 60 miles away, it's not a mirage, guys. It's just reality. No distortion means no curvature, guys. Well, I got the news. NASA is preparing to return to the moon with a new mission set for August launch. Back to the moon, we never went, as far as I'm concerned. Like, just think about it, okay? About 66 years between these two, and the last time we went to the moon was 1972. 50 years ago. Guys planning on bringing any petrified wood back from this moon landing, guys? Just let me know. Let us know so we can test it when you guys get back. We're gonna really want to test it again and make sure to bring some. Now, you guys better have some meticulous CGI for this next landing on the moon, because we're gonna be obviously watching us flat earthers. But if the moon's a rock, why are we seeing stars through it? And what's up with all these flags? You know, I used to be atheist. That's why stuff like this bothers me. Straight up. Because these dudes are saying stuff like this, but they're not even up in the sky. If you didn't know, they admittedly have a neutral buoyancy laboratory with an exact replica of the ISS coincidentally down in it. Maybe they're filming in the pools and not in space on a hunk of metal that's supposedly going 17,500 miles an hour around Earth. Sure, you've seen this before, but just to remind you, this is why their helmets are filling with water. There's no water in space, right? Space is an empty vacuum, I thought. Really, if you just think about it, it's a little crazy to believe in the ISS, a hunk of metal orbiting the Earth as we chase the sun at 500,000 miles an hour. Here it is, guys. Here it is! The newest, clearest image of Jupiter we've ever seen. Thinking about it though, like that doesn't look like any of the other images that I've seen of Jupiter before. Like here's supposedly an image of a spacecraft that's passing Jupiter called Juno, and then the Juno cam on Juno took this picture while it was 44,000 miles away from it. But it doesn't look anything like this, guys. Is this made in Photoshop? And fun fact, did you know that NASA and other space agencies are claiming that they've sent a satellite over 400 million miles through a space vacuum, and it coincidentally, once it got to Jupiter, just started randomly orbiting it? But just like all the other pictures of planets and things from space that you're seeing, none of it's real. It's all generated from a computer. Wait, are you telling me you haven't seen any of the videos of Owen Benjamin talking about flat Earth? Here's one of my favorites.
Really just put the nail in the coffin of the heliocentric model. I understand that you go through the stages of grief when you realize that you've been lied to. You're gonna feel angry, you're gonna bargain, you're gonna all this stuff. I understand. This is the absolute proof. And you never have to say another thing about it. And people get so mad. I get it. You're going through grief. You're mourning grief. Ready? What people forget is that it's not a circle around the sun. Even if it was a circle, it'd still be impossible. But it's an ellipse, which means that it changes speed. And unlike the evolution lie, where you can just keep adding billions of years, but to billions and billions of years, but it's 1 year. That's a fixed amount of time and a fixed amount of speed. The length of Earth's trajectory around the sun is 940 million kilometers. Thus, the Earth travels about 107,000 kilometers per hour. This means that our planet moves around the sun at an average speed of 30 kilometers per second, or Mach 88. 88 times the speed of sound. So let that sink in. Earth's speed, this is the kicker. Earth's speed is not constant as the Earth orbits elliptical orbit. Let that sink in. If you're going 66,000 miles an hour and you change 1% of your speed, and in this model it's significantly more than 1%, well, you wouldn't even feel it. No, just listen. It's a fixed amount of time. It's 1 year. If you change 1%, that's 660 miles an hour. That would liquefy all flesh. If you change 1 mile an hour, I challenge you to walk on a treadmill at 1 mile an hour and tell a friend to randomly unplug it. You will trip and you will fall down. I challenge you to hold a coffee that's full to the brim as you drive down the street at 60 miles an hour. Just tap on the brake to go 59. The coffee will spill. When you're going 88 times the speed of sound and you have to change speeds, you would feel it.
Now, I've been in your shoes before, literally staring at my phone thinking that flat earthers were stupid. This video, I'm hoping I can help you out to understand why flat earth isn't as stupid as you thought. And for starts, it doesn't look anything like this or this. We're not on a floating disc in space. No one's gonna be falling off the edge of the Earth anytime soon, so stop asking for pictures of it. Things get really weird when you just look into the details of all of this space and rocketry. The SR-71 at its top speed starts to tear apart, but I'm supposed to believe this, which is not aerodynamic at all, can go 22,615 miles an hour? If flat Earth is so stupid, then why are all of the most powerful organizations in the world using it as their logo? You guys may know who this guy is, Wernher von Braun. He's literally responsible for the rocketry that got us to the moon that we supposedly can't replicate and destroyed. When he passed, he left us this nugget on his headstone. Psalms 19:1. which reads, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork." Why would he put a Bible verse about the firmament on his headstone if he sent man to the moon 239,000 miles away? You guys probably remember the Challenger STS-51 crew. All of these guys unfortunately passed away on a rocket that crashed and blew up. And simultaneously, 6 out of the 7 are found alive today and kicking, and all of them are identical twins, supposedly. I'm sure you were taught in school that, the mantle, the crust, how thick the earth is, the core, everything like that, the molten lava that's swishing around the core that supposedly causes the poles to shift constantly from the north to the south pole, both of them shifting constantly, so nobody can ever actually go to the exact. It's so stupid. But, yeah, it's bad. We've only dug 8 miles down, and then we hit an impenetrable barrier. Kind of like bedrock in Minecraft. Sure, you hear this one all the time. It's one of the best arguments for flat Earth against the globe. But, gravity? I always thought it was a fact. It's not. Gravity is not a fact. Regarding the natural law of attraction, this material should be approached with an open mind, studied carefully, and critically considered. The universal theory of gravity is often taught in schools as a fact, when in fact it is not even a good theory. Uh-oh. So here's another big one, why everyone thinks this is all fake. Here is a Photoshop hand tool on a photo of Earth from Russia, apparently. In the $1,000 Illuminati card game, there is a card of flat earthers. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. Why is Elon Musk tweeting stuff like this? But what do you think? Flat or round? Me and you can agree that water always finds its level, right? Like if we had a lake, if one side of the lake was lower than the other, that would create a river. The river would flow and it would find its level into another lake or puddle somewhere else. We can both agree on that, right? The only point I'm trying to get at is that water always is level, no matter what you put under it. It's just simple physics, right? So me and you both obviously have to agree on that, right? Water always needs a container. It always finds its level. These things are just obvious. Where's the container? And how can water be level on this? Are you sure that you're on a ball? Water doesn't lie. People do. And I've been getting this question a lot, so here it is. Pause. If you want to know why they would lie about the shape of the earth, just pause and stare at this picture. You may be asking, well, that doesn't work on your model either if we're on a floating disc and all the water's falling off the edges. I obviously assume you haven't looked into this at all, so no, it's not flowing off the edges. We're not on a disc floating in space. Antarctica's not a continent, it's an ice wall. That is the container. It contains all of the water. Because water always needs a container, and it always finds its level, so this is just one of those pictures that you should just pause and read and then ponder. Think about it. Periscopes can see pretty far, dude. They don't have a very high observer height. Does that suggest that maybe the oceans are all level? Whether it's periscopes or rail guns. None of this stuff is suggesting that there's any curvature of the earth. I just want to point out one of those things where they're kind of like laughing at us, putting it in our face, but the Bible says this, and they're telling us that we're spinning around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour. Oh, and if you didn't see on the railgun picture, 100 miles, the amount of curvature that's over 100 miles, 6,666 feet. Oh yeah, it's bad. I know, it's bad. It was just a big old curveball in the end, wasn't it? Now everybody knows who this guy is, Bill Nye, the failed actor. Everybody seems to remember the clip of him saying that boats going over the horizon and disappearing from the bottom up proved that the Earth's a ball, but nobody seems to remember this clip.
What you want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go. The Earth is a closed system.
You may ask, what does he even mean by that? The Earth's a closed system. He's talking about the firmament. How do we have gas pressure with no container? Seriously, think about it. It's as easy as that. Why do you think they say the sky's the limit? This is exactly what Bill was talking about, and also what this person was talking about.
We weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you. It's got about 18 million cracks in it.
No one's getting past the firmament. Nobody's going to Mars anytime soon. And nobody's allowed to independently explore Antarctica. And I'm gonna show you why.
Our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight and say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being.
This is what you have to believe. If you think that we're on this ball orbiting the sun at 66,600 miles per hour, chasing it at 500,000 miles per hour, this isn't the truth. If we're doing that and all of the other stars and planets are too, how do they realign every year, every 365 days? What you're seeing here isn't a mirage, and what you're seeing here isn't real. But if you really want to know if the Earth's flat, the easiest way to tell is flight paths and emergency flight path landings. Stare at these pictures too long, you'll be a flat earther pretty quick. But if you still want to deny that the Earth is flat, then have a good time on your spinning ball. By the end of this video, it's gonna be really obvious that we've been lied to about a lot of things. Like, how is all of the world seeing the sun at the same time if we're on this? How? Which way would you have to turn this ball for? I don't think that that's possible. And if you guys weren't aware, 1895 was the first year that we got power tools. How did our ancestors do stuff like this? Here's another question I've got for you. How'd they build stuff like this? I don't know. Last time I checked, everyone told me these people were primitive from the 16th century to the 18th century. Here's a few more just to make sure that you understand. You've been lied to. You guys do know what lava looks like when it forms, right? Just think really hard. What would this look like when it hardens? Maybe something like this? But we're being told that this is a volcanic rock formation. What's this down here? And why is this so level up here? Is this sawdust? And when does volcanic rocks form hexagonal shapes like this? The more I see these pictures, the more I'm sure that there must have been giant trees on the Earth at one time. It just makes a lot more sense than what we're getting from authority. And you may ask me, what do you think cut these trees down? I'd say a pretty big axe. Yes, this is a real location. I didn't think this was real either, but yeah, in fact, this is real. And I'm supposed to believe this is caused by erosion or what? Like, what's the explanation for this one, guys? You guys remember the sky going green the other day? Did you hear what their narrative is for why? Water. Yeah, that's right. Every time it rains, though, I'm not seeing a green sky. Remember how really said we went to the moon. Did a video on it, check it out. But yeah, that was a lie too. And this last one is really gonna freak you out. They say that 63,500 gallons of fuel is going into a Boeing 747. How? Well, guys, here's the images. $10 billion later from the James Webb Telescope. Wait, I feel like, have I seen this picture before? Just to give you an idea. This one is from the Hubble Telescope. Does it seem like these stars just got brighter and, other things just got more color? Here's some more pictures from the James Webb Telescope. Here's what it's supposed to look like while it's floating around in space. Just to give you an idea, it took 24 hours for this to capture all the light and create the image. How is it doing this if it's spinning, floating in space? $10 billion for a picture with just a little more brightness. Also, like, there's like multiple years between these two photos. Why haven't these stars changed at all? If like all of us are being shot through an infinite space vacuum from the Big Bang, you know how they're saying? They're literally saying this is seeing back to the start of the Big Bang, but again, it looks pretty similar to this, just a little brighter, guys. Yikes. The more you think about these supposed telescopes that are orbiting the Earth and the James Webb is orbiting the sun, the weirder shit gets. Here's an image from the Hubble telescope of an asteroid that's supposedly going through space. I'm genuinely concerned with how many people liked all these images. Like, it's gotta be bots. Like this, I hope I made this clear in this video. But you tell me, do you think there's telescopes floating around in space, taking pictures of stars trillions of miles away? By the end of this video, I want one thing to be extremely clear. None of these photos were photographed on the moon. And no man has ever been to the moon. And I can feel you asking already, then where was this filmed? And where were these pictures taken? In studios, kind of like Hollywood. If you weren't aware, NASA has more digital artists than Disney. But I'm going to show a couple clips here. I want you guys to keep in mind one thing. The word harness. I would say I'm going to need you to think really hard, but I don't think you'll have to think very hard for this one. Watch what happens when he drops the hammer. Wouldn't it be easy to pick it up? Why isn't he just getting on one knee? Oh, couldn't get it there. Oh man, painful. Now, I thought he was gonna get it on that one, but not even on that one. You need more? Shocking, but don't worry, I've got you. Now, if you have strong enough cognitive dissonance to still think we landed on the moon after this clip, I'm amazed. I'll be amazed. If you watch this till the end and you still think we landed on the moon in 1969 while simultaneously watching these dudes bunny hop around connected to wires on harnesses, look at this right here. Yep. Helmets can't hit the ground because the harnesses. Yeah. Oh, yeah, remember the hammer clip I just showed you? Yeah, happened here too. So, that's why they have these poles now. So when they drop things, they don't have to look like idiots trying to pick them up because they're connected to harnesses. Yeah. $30 billion, guys. So if you guys haven't heard, This guy's gonna supposedly be releasing the first pictures from the James Webb Telescope. Just want to go over a couple things just to put in perspective what they're saying is happening here. First problem, $10 billion for this thing, and I know it's not actually happening, so I'm bothered. But as we go on with this video, I'm sure we're gonna find a lot more things that bother me, but let's keep going. Just to make a couple things clear here, this one's not like the Hubble telescope, guys. This one is supposedly orbiting the sun 1,000,000 miles away. And you might ask me, how did that get there? How did it get to its orbit 1,000,000 miles away in space? And if it looks like this, what happens if a meteor hits this thing? Like, we just sent it out there at the perfect time, huh? It just didn't get hit by anything. It's just gonna... But it gets way worse. Let me show you how they said they got this thing out there.
Liftoff from a tropical rainforest to the end of time itself. James Webb is a voyage back to the birth of the universe.
And that was the last real moment that we saw. Then they cut to this. Does this look real? Then this happened, apparently. And then it just disconnects and magically floats 1,000,000 miles away to orbit the sun. Also, this doesn't seem like it's very far away from Earth. Like, why isn't gravity affecting it? Pulling it back down? I don't know. Maybe gravity's not real. So, in the end, you've got to believe that this thing is going to end up going 1,000,000 miles to the sun and then randomly decide to start orbiting it in an elliptical fashion. Wow. Just another thing I just thought of. How come this thing doesn't just start spinning completely out of control? Like, how do you keep this thing stabilized enough to take pictures of galaxies trillions of miles away? I don't see anybody attaching any engines on this thing. It's just, I'm just supposed to believe it's magically floating. Like, seriously, guys. This is obvious. Anything that's going to be shown by my guy Joe here is not real. It's an artist rendition, bro. It's CGI, computer-generated images, people. They love it. They love feeding us this stuff. But as they're showing everybody the pictures from the James Webb Telescope, I hope my face pops into your head. And I hope you have a good laugh when he does. How are there flat earthers when we have pictures like this? And this? And this? Now, if you were to ask me that, I'd rebuttal with a picture like this. Or maybe even one that looks like this. I love how sure you people are that you're on a ball. You obviously haven't looked into any of this. The inconsistencies that we're getting from NASA and other sources of space exploration aren't proving to be very consistent at all. You guys are aware that they admit it. It's photoshopped because it has to be. It has to be because there's no way to get a real picture of this ball because it's not real. Now, let me just give you an idea of what I think's going on when they're showing you live streams or pictures from space. But you people seem to think that this is real. You're so sure that we landed on the moon. You're so sure that there's satellites orbiting the Earth at 17,500 miles an hour. To believe this lie, you've got to believe that everything in low Earth orbit is going 17,000 miles an hour. Cartoons for kids and cartoons for adults. Now, as Much as I wish I could just make you a flat earther with the poof of one video, you're gonna have to do your own research, but once you start looking into this, you might start realizing I'm not as crazy as I sound. One really weird thing you could look into is how Disney and NASA are intertwined. You are aware that we brought a bunch of Nazi scientists like Werner von Braun over to the United States after World War II to start NASA. This isn't the first time that they've lied, and I'm sure it won't be the last. To believe you're on this ellipsoid, gotta believe there's curvature but you can't see it, spin but you can't feel it, space but I can't afford to go to it, and gravity. But I can't measure it. I don't know about you, but I'm not falling for it. If you haven't heard, yeah, somebody blew up the Georgia Guidestones last night. Now, to be honest, I'm split both ways. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. Yes, the rocks did have to keep the populations under 500 million written on them, but they also had a hole that stayed on Polaris all the time, and I used to use it to prove the Earth was flat. Like, I doubt it's still aligned. If somebody could check, though, let me know. But if there's a 24-hour feed of the Georgia Guidestones and we got it being blown up, where's the video of the people that planted the explosives? Take that as you will. But this just goes to show that they're putting the truth in your face. UN's flag is a flat earth map. Here's a tweet by Elon Musk literally hinting that we didn't go to the moon, because it makes no sense. The timeline makes no sense, guys. We haven't gone back. It's 2022. When we do things, it gets easier, so we should be going back more frequently, but nobody seems to be able to go to the moon. We're skipping the moon and we're going to Mars now. And you guys already know how I feel about Mars. I'm sure you're aware of their Illuminati card game. Yeah, it's in there too. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. I'd say I could be wrong, but I'm not. I just know it's flat. I know it's flat level with hills and valleys, and yeah, it looks something like this. And not like any of this. Yeah, look how different all these look. Different sizes of continents, different colored continents. This is all computer generated images. I'm sorry to let you down. Sorry. But if you want to go deep dive into this research and be able to teach your family, I'd download this app, Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. And please, seriously, use my code 64178. I got this picture from the app. You can get all sorts of good stuff from here. How does this make any sense, people? This is from a cosmic explosion, the Big Bang. And all this perfectly aligns. The sun creates a 24-hour day and night. These stars realign every 365 days. And we're apparently doing this, going 500,000 miles per hour through space. Yeah, right. But when you're ready, let us know. The Flat Earthers, we've got open arms all the time. When you want to walk through the Matrix store to the Flat Earth side, I'll introduce you to everyone. Just let me know in the comments and make sure you don't leave here without giving me a follow. So you guys know me, always questioning reality. And today I was thinking, man, there sure does seem to be a lot of people that are pretty sure we're on a ball, so why do they think that? So I Googled it. And of course, their first reason is that boats disappear from the bottom up. Guys, if the boats are disappearing over a physical barrier, being the curvature of the Earth, we wouldn't be able to zoom the bottoms of the boats back in, and we have plenty of times. The horizon is not a physical horizon, it's an optical horizon. Look into it. Second reason why we're on a spherical ellipsoid. Look at the stars. Nice. So immediately we're not shooting lasers over lakes or anything, any scientific things. We're just looking straight up into the sky to tell the shape of the floor below us. It makes a lot of sense. But also Ursa Major and the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper staying in the exact same positions doing circles around Polaris probably suggests that they're fixed in the firmament doing circles over us, and we're not spinning around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour or chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour. No, seriously, Polaris has stayed in the same exact spot for centuries. We're supposed to be going 4.4 billion miles a year. Makes no sense. watch an eclipse. Okay, this one has to be satirical. Literally, our ancestors were all flat earthers. They watched plenty of eclipses and they predicted them with the same amount of proximity as us, and they did not think that the earth was a ball spinning around the sun. Seriously, guys. But also, if we're casting this shadow because we're in between the sun and the moon, why do we see them both above the horizon? Okay, guys, we're not even very many points in, and we're saying, go climb a tree. These guys are theorizing that if the earth were flat, raising your elevation would not matter. You wouldn't be able to see farther, which makes no sense to me. I'm sorry, I don't even know how they make sense of this. And they also say down here that you should be able to see 1,094 miles. Guys, the atmosphere is opaque. There's atmospheric density, humidity, debris in the air. You guys act like you've just forgotten everything when you're saying that the earth isn't flat. Like, wake up. Take a round the world flight. Okay, obviously. Okay, no. First, what is this? This much curvature? How much elevation? How much elevation? Seriously. But let me show you our models. So look, the equator, right here, okay? If you were to go on the equator and go east or west, you'll do a circle. See how it's a circle? You'll do a circle, you'll land up at the same position. Circumnavigation doesn't prove that the earth is flat or round. Okay, you guys have lost your mind. Eratosthenes didn't know what was going on with the shadows. The shadows, giving different lengths, prove that the sun is local, not that it's 93 million miles away and that it disappears over a physical horizon because we're falling backwards at 1,000 miles per hour. Same type of science, guys, going on here. Same type of science. Hope you have a good one, though. Just a friendly reminder, if you didn't know, NASA was created to find out what was going on in the oceans, and then they fictitiously started telling us that they're doing stuff like this, sending drones hundreds of millions of miles away to planets and pods and different things like that, but they can't send one out and take a picture of the Earth on the way out. They have to Photoshop it. Yeah, that's right. They've literally admitted. Their NASA data visual analyzer has literally admitted that they're photoshopping this marble that you guys worship. What, you thought there was real pictures of this ball? The ball's not real. The Earth's flat. Seriously, have you ever thought about satellites before? They're telling us that they're staying over the same piece of land, but there's no engines on these things. No way to tell them which way to turn, stay over, I don't know. But everyone's been asking me, where is your backup account, Caleb? I had to make another one. This will be my third account. Make sure you follow it. Get me to 1,000 followers so I can go live.
This is fake. This is fake. This is fake? Yeah, that's Photoshop. That's fake. On my mama, that's fake. On my heart, on my...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. No, stop. Oh, shit. Take this down. Take this video down right now. I'm telling you guys, the flat earthers, they're savage. They're gonna come for your people's throats. They're gonna start posting videos of Neil deGrasse Tyson saying nobody's seeing curvature from that height. They're gonna start showing pictures of it. Guys, it's really simple. It's actually not that complicated. The fisheye lenses are distorting the horizon that is horizontal. Oh, oh, you guys, take this down right now. Oh, you guys, seriously, you're gonna lose credibility. I'm just trying to help a homie out. Seriously, this is one of the most misleading videos I've seen in a while, other than Professor Dave on YouTube. This one should help demonstrate what I'm trying to say. Just remember, GoPro, the only thing that's been to space is your imagination. Team meeting, get in here. Guys, these people, they're not going to space. They're just getting in pools.
Are you a virgin?
You have heard of the Michelson-Morley experiment, right? Yeah, the experiment that proved we're not elliptically orbiting the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. The data of Michelson-Morley were almost unbelievable. There was only one other possible conclusion to draw, that the Earth was at rest. Thanks, Bernard. But let's find out, what was the Michelson-Morley experiment and how did it disprove that the Earth was spinning around the sun?
Michelson and Morley devised an apparatus that would detect minute differences in speed between two beams of light. Light from one source is split into two directions through a half-silvered mirror. These beams are bounced between other mirrors and then recombined back into a single beam. When two light beams combine, if their waves are completely synchronized, the peaks combine to make an even more intense peak. If they are one half wavelength off, their peaks combine and cancel out the intensity. Slight differences in speed between two light waves will therefore produce a pattern based on the amount of interference between the two beams. This is known as an interference pattern. Examining the interference pattern from the two light beams sent out in different directions would clearly show if the speed of each light beam were different in different directions. But Michelson and Morley never detected such a difference.
Even with a simple Google search, you can see that this did prove that the Earth, in fact, is stationary. Michelson reasoned that if the speed of light were constant with respect to the proposed ether through which the Earth was moving, that the motion could be detected by comparing the speed of light in the direction of the Earth's motion and the speed of light at the right angles to the Earth's motion. No difference was found. But just because I know this is a tough topic and I really need to drive this one home, here's another clip explaining how this proved that we definitely aren't on a ball chasing or spinning around the sun.
The first light beam was pointed westward because it was the presumed direction of the Earth's movement around the sun. The second light beam was pointed northward and thus away from the direction of the presumed moving Earth. The first light beam should have been affected by Earth's movement through space if the Earth is moving around the sun at an accepted speed of 66,000 miles per hour. If so, the first beam would have traveled slower than the second beam of light. But that didn't happen. Both light beams traveled at nearly the same speed. According to Michelson, the first beam traveled only about 1/6 of the speed needed if the Earth was moving around the sun.
Tons of other ways, though, to tell that we're not on a spinning ball moving at all and that the Earth's stationary. You could stare at this picture for a while, or you can stare at this one for a while. Closest star is supposedly 25 trillion miles away, by the way, but have fun on your spinning ball. Did you know that you could actually be prosecuted for teaching that the Earth was round back in the day? Check out this article. It says Earth is round. It is painful to read that Sir John Gorse, the head of the British Educational Department, is in serious trouble and has been threatened by Mr. Ebenezer Breach and other taxpayers of the city of Portsmouth in the Kingdom of England with prosecution under the Impostors Act. It seems that the schools of Portsmouth have been teaching the damnable and heretical doctrine that the Earth is a sphere. Keep reading if you want to. My favorite part's right here. Ebenezer and his friends know, of course, that the Earth is as flat as a pancake. You may ask me, Caleb, what was the last thing that solidified that the Earth was flat in your mind? Flight paths. Go ahead, take as long as you need. Pause this and just, yeah. Is the moon a dusty rock reflecting the sun's light, or is it its own luminary? If you ask me, I'm definitely gonna say it's giving off its own light, dude. So if you were to go out tonight, pitch black, and the moon's out, and you walk in its light, it's colder than if you were to be in the shade at night. Test it for yourself. But you can also test it by taking a magnifying glass, magnifying the light into a center point, and testing the temperature of the light. It will be colder than the surrounding areas that aren't lit up by the magnifying glass. Now, if you were to ask me, do I think it's a plasma? Do I think it's a hologram? I have no idea what's going on with the luminaries in the sky, but they're awesome. But here's a video just to give you a little bit of evidence so you can come to your own conclusion, maybe.
Night looking for objects, I pan my camera down and the wave starts, this hologram wave. I don't notice it. And then it catches up to the camera and I do notice it. I glance at the moon, but when you're staring at things, you know, you don't know whether it's your eyes or what. And then I notice a second wave coming. And at this point, I'm thinking it's my camera. I look up at the moon again and, you know, I just don't know what to think. Save the clip out. I don't delete it. I almost did. And I look at it for quite some time, weeks maybe. Looking at it over and over, and I'm realizing that, you know, this is not the way a digital camera malfunctions. This is an organic line, no pixelation, no shredding of the signal. And it finally dawns on me that the pan of the camera proves it. When I pan down, and I usually don't shoot this way, I usually stay centered, almost always stay centered, trying to increase my odds of catching something unusual. But when I pan down, the wave starts, and I pan in front of the wave, which catches up to the camera. And that is the proof in the pudding. You'll notice a couple things. The wave looks like it bulges in the center, as if it's going down. If you stop the frame and...
Pretty compelling, right? I'd look more into it. Me, I don't say what it is. I have no idea what's going on here. I only found the flat earth like 10 months ago. Why do you people think I have to make up my mind on anything? There's people on this app that have been studying it for years. Literally, I'm new to this, but it's obvious to me, so I speak about it. Wait, you're not really telling me that you think that all of the wandering stars in the sky, being the planets, are dusty rocks reflecting light millions of miles through an infinite space vacuum, right? Helicopters on Mars, rovers on Mars? Highly doubt it. I'm gonna show Mars, and I'm gonna show a couple other wandering stars and what they actually look like. Not physical planets, but just luminaries. Sure, we've got rovers and little drones on Mars. Doesn't look very physical to me. These stars in the sky, they're not gas balls shooting light in every single direction. Who knows what these lights are? They seem to be fixed in the firmament, doing circles around Polaris. Again, other than the wandering stars, the planets, that aren't planets as you can see. Luminaries, not planets. Yes. All of this is a lie. All of it. All of these numbers, all of this math, it's all created to explain something that doesn't exist. We're not spinning around the sun on an ellipsoid, going 66,600 miles per hour in an elliptical orbit. No meteors are gonna take us out anytime soon. None of these actronauts are going to space. None of these theories of the heliocentric model make any sense. This ball? This proves itself. It's not hard to see. The evidence keeps piling up that these people aren't telling us the truth. Nobody's gonna be sailing off the edge of the earth anytime soon. Nobody's gonna be surfing off the edge anytime soon. Antarctica's not a continent. How many times do I have to say this? Antarctica is an ice wall. It surrounds us, encompasses us, 360 degrees, contains all of the water, because water always needs a container. It always finds its level, so it's always level. Which, said before, makes no sense. On this ball, no container, no level water. Constantly curving. Defies physics. Defies reality. Saying there's curvature is literally going against observable, objective reality. Nobody's seen curvature, dude. Still want to believe this bullshit? Be my guest. You guys know who this guy is, right? Andrew Tate? Bet you didn't know he was a flat earther. Don't believe me?
You guys keep calling me globetard, so it seems like
The earth is flat. I follow all the flat earth pages.
yeah, so okay. I mean, it's not flat.
You're a globetard. You're a globetard. You think this is flat.
It's not.
Is the world round?
Yes, it's a globe.
Globetard.
I'm dead.
All right, so how's it flat then? Prove to me it's flat.
Look outside.
Look outside.
I see the curve.
You don't see shit.
I do. I see the curve.
Tell him more proof. More proof. Did you know that not once in the
I love
history of
this.
space travel ever has any astronaut panned his camera around 360 degrees? Not once. Why don't they?
What do you mean?
So fake, so manipulated. Images, yeah. You're a globetard. Your name should be Luke.
Somebody tells me they don't believe that some of our ancestors were a lot taller and bigger than we thought. Kind of blows my mind. Not only did our ancestors depict these people over and over again in our history, but we have literal pictures and remains of giants. What, am I supposed to believe this instrument was made for a normal-sized person to play? Who was this door made for? Seems a little unnecessary to make such a big door. Just what if this lie is meant to hide this truth. What? You think normal-sized people with horse and carriage hoisted this bell? I'm not taking what the mainstream narrative is feeding down my throat, if you get what I'm saying. I don't believe that our ancestors hand-chiseled all of this detail. I think what we've been handed through the history books might be a lie. Probably a lot more of this going on in the realm that we're not aware of. I think it's time to start asking the people in authority logical questions. What was going on in our past that you don't want us to find out about? What were these people doing? After seeing all of the magnificent architecture that's popped up all over the world from the 1500s to the 1800s, I have a really hard time thinking that these people just used hand tools to do all of this. The world is a stage. None of these presidents have any actual power of the corporation. They're just following a script. None of these history books are going to tell you the truth of what our ancestors actually had going on. The world is a stage, and the lies are being perpetuated by NASA and these astronauts, while your head's being filled with theories, pictures, and stories that nobody can confirm or see for themselves. You do realize there's only supposedly been less than 600 people to space, but we've been going since the 60s. When we ask the questions, we're never getting a straight answer. NASA, never a straight answer. Not a space agency. They've convinced us of this lie. Who knows what they're hiding? I'm gonna show this for everyone to draw their own conclusions of why my page went down. Is that the goal? Censor the other argument? Censor free speech? Censor somebody's page? Get it removed? Is that the goal? Was that the goal here? Was I making too much sense? Is that why you didn't pick any of my other videos? Minute Man? TikTok? No, now that I know that, no, I'm serious. Put my page back up now. And you can literally see him sending people over to my page. That is what is happening here. Little victories, people. Do what you please with this information. This video is only for TikTok, so if you're not TikTok, keep scrolling. TikTok, if you guys don't stop censoring me and removing videos that have nothing wrong with them, this video, I didn't even say a word out of my mouth. All it had was sounds and pictures, and you removed it, and when I click on it, it shows shit like this, removed for nothing. And when I go to appeal it, it shows this. Doesn't even allow me to appeal it. This is happening way too often for it to just be a coincidence. These videos are going down for no reason, literally. But if my page isn't restored that had 147,000 followers, I will be suing TikTok for time loss of creating those videos because it took me a lot of time, and they didn't even allow me the chance to back them up because they changed my password and I'm not allowed in, and I can't reset it because they again disconnected my email and my phone number. So connect my account or we're gonna be going to court. I will be contacting a lawyer soon. Reply soon. You know how much the people of this world hate the truth and love theories. The Big Bang Theory, the dinosaur hoax. What? You think you're going into museums and seeing real dinosaur bones? Absolutely not, dude. Those are just castings of the real bones that are in the back that nobody's allowed to go see, but people that are heavily invested in paleontology. They're literally saying that the closest relative to dinosaurs are chickens. No, you thought I was joking? No, they're trying to convince the world that birds are the closest relative to dinosaurs. That's right. T-Rex directly related to this chicken. But I thought evolution didn't work like that. Why would a dinosaur de-evolve into a... These people can't make up their minds with anything. First, they told us we were getting our car juice from fossil fuels, from dinosaur graves. That's right. Apparently, dinosaurs were all walking to the same spots and dying in graves and creating oil. And they couldn't decide if these guys were scaly, had feathers. They couldn't decide on anything. Not even now. Let me guess, this one's name is Platypusaurus or something? Come on, people. It's time to live in reality. Electric cars aren't new, people. We were doing this stuff after World War II in Germany. Electric cars costing less than $1,600? Take me back. But seriously, people, this lie is just as stupid as this lie. Water isn't curving around an ellipsoid, or an oblate spheroid, or a pear, Neil. Nobody's allowed to go independently explore Antarctica. The flat Earth is not a new concept to this realm. The heliocentric model is. The ice caps aren't melting. There is no spin, there is no curvature, and gravity is not a fact. Gravity's a theory, and it's been a theory for a pretty long time. The longer something stays a theory, the less relevant it is. There's a reason Obama gave his speeches and made Flat Earth a mockery, and made it literally a derogatory thing you can call somebody. They do not want you researching it. But if you want to stay on your spinning ball, so be it.
This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win! Out of this straight drop, they make your face drop, they give you lock, jaw, I got that top notch, I got that.
Okay, if you're not up to speed, we're talking about stars, and we're talking about how Polaris literally hasn't moved for thousands of years. The Egyptians, a bunch of other, the Mayans, they've all mapped it, and they said the North Star was Polaris, and it never moves, and all of the other stars rotate around it in a circular motion in a single night. We can take a time lapse of the stars in the sky and literally see them move, dude. But this man is saying that Polaris apparently doesn't move because it's thousands of light years away, but these other stars are simultaneously thousands of light years away. And they're moving! Dude! No, this is who I have to argue against. This is what I'm arguing against. You people just think because they're trillions of miles away, apparently, that they don't, like, what? We watch them move. What are you guys saying? Keep your story straight. Come on. What's my easiest proof of flat Earth? Okay, I'll show you. Polaris. Polaris sitting in the sky in the exact same spot while all of the other stars go around it in a circular motion makes no sense on a ball that's on a 66.6 degree axis, on a 90 degree axis, elliptically orbiting the sun at 66,616 miles per hour, while chasing the sun at over 500,000 miles per hour and spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. That makes absolutely, the whole picture should make no sense. Here's another one in another area. This should make no sense. On that ball. Remember, we're supposedly on a ball. Doing all these motions. Why does Polaris sit there? Why? The Egyptians mapped it too. It's been sitting there for thousands of years, and I know a lot of people are already aware, but the Georgia Guidestones, that hole sits on Polaris constantly, every single day and night. And it also says keep the population under 500 million, bunch of weirdos that erected those rocks, but why'd they stick a hole in it that sticks on Polaris and all this thing all the time? Like, it's like they were messing with our heads or something. Like, how does it do that on a ball that's spinning and orbiting? Maybe it's flat and stationary. I'm serious. This should be just flat out obvious. I can go out and take my DSLR, turn on a time lapse, and aim it at the North Star, and it will never move. It just never moves. Yeah, once you start stepping out of the box of the heliocentric model and you start thinking about all of these motions and all of this craziness going on up here, and then you realize that all of the other stars are supposed to be doing similar motions and stuff in the solar system, but for some reason, all of the stars stay in the exact same shape, like the Little Dipper. All of the constellations stay in the exact same shape. They just, again, go around us in a circular motion in the exact same positions. Question, Vatican, why did you guys rename your telescope that was previously named Lucifer to Lucy? Was it too long, or why did Werner von Braun write a freaking book about a guy named Elon that colonized Mars? I don't know. This is the world's a stage. Seriously, man. Seriously, 900 miles away. 900 miles away. We're seeing the tip of this mountain. Shouldn't it be like on a curved surface, like aim in the other? Shouldn't it be under like miles of curvature? 900 miles, 8 inches per mile square. I don't know. You do the math. The horizon rising to eye level, no matter how high up we go, should just be a red flag. The Globers should be, whoa, 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 what is going on here? Are we on a flat stationary plane right now? Nobody seems to be asking that. Why does the Vatican own a telescope named Lucifer? I always wondered why NASA said T- before their launches. When you minus the T, you can't spell Satan anymore. Notice the forked serpent tongue? You do realize as a collective that NASA was created to discover what's going on in the ocean. For some reason they must have found something down there and they made up space. The only thing that's made it to space? Your imagination. This ball? This marble that you, this testicular Masonic ball that you love, doesn't exist. Yeah, I used to think NASA's pictures were pretty cool too. Pretty unbelievable. It's because they are. Complete fake CGI. So, if gravity is not a fact and is a theory, and gravity, universal theory of gravity is often taught in schools as a fact, when in fact it is not even a good theory. Yeah, we're talking about the magical force that keeps all of these planets elliptically orbiting the sun, and while simultaneously ignoring all of their moons and not pulling them off their orbits, even when they go in between the sun and the earth, which gravity should be pulling a couple ways. You know, the magical force that is not strong enough to pull the morning dew off a blade of grass, but apparently holds all of the trillions of pounds of ocean water stuck to a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour and chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour while elliptically orbiting the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. Buoyancy and density, guys. It's pretty simple. When I say the words flat earth, do you think something crazy like this? You might even think of something that looks like this. Worst of all, and I really hope you're not thinking that we believe this, that we're on a disc in space. Oh, dude. Any real flat earther will tell you, we don't believe in an edge. The Antarctic Treaty stops us from finding out if there is one, so we all don't know as a collective. We're not allowed to go independently explore Antarctica, and the Antarctica's not a continent, it's an ice wall that surrounds us. Just use this as an example. But if you see back here, this is propaganda, you know, because there's space. No real flat earther believes in space, dude. You guys do realize that, like, literally Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying that the Earth is a pear now. Oh gosh. Here's what the planets actually look like, dude. They're not physical objects that we could send rovers and satellites to.
Are you scared of me? Yeah, but it don't matter. Cause you look like Marceline when she pop a bean. And she rock with me, I pull her to the scene. She's a fiend, strawberry ice cream. Meet me at the tree and she tried to flight me on way out of. Chief out of flight, nigga can't even see me on way out of here. I'm too far in the sky. Heard me, it's ash for the dump, my ash. Bitch so pretty, little better.
Everyone does understand that you can't pick and choose in the theories that you believe. All of these theories, evolution, the heliocentric model, the Big Bang Theory, and dinosaurs all perpetuate each other, teaching that the Earth is millions and billions of years old from the Big Bang. I'm really curious. So, all of these planets just started orbiting this gas ball in space that's shooting light in every single direction, lighting up the Earth while simultaneously leaving space dark. And all of these planets became balls because of this thing called gravity. A bunch of dust just collided together and created these huge-ass planets that then spawned my consciousness here and everyone else, all my family, yours right now, making your own opinion up of this video, whether you think the Earth's a ball or flat. Well, you're probably smiling or crying right now watching this video. All of these planets are supposedly going the exact same direction. They're staying the perfect distance away from the sun. They're not getting any closer, any farther. The sun, look at the sun, okay? The sun is keeping the Earth in rotation elliptically. All of these at the same distance. And then we go outside and take long exposure pictures of the stars like this, and Polaris is sitting in the same spot. Yeah, you see right here? Polaris is up there. All the other stars are rotating around it. How does that make sense if we're doing 3 different centrifugal motions of force, like through space and everything, doing elliptical orbits? You know, I already explained everything, guys. How does that make sense? Are we just infinitely chasing Polaris? Because Polaris has been mapped as our North Star for thousands of years. If we were on a ball orbiting the sun and doing all these things, all these lies, this wouldn't happen for one night. Let alone allow a rock with a hole in it to sit on Polaris constantly. Ever since it was erected, Polaris has been right at the center of that hole. People have taken long exposure pictures of all of the stars. It's a joke. They erected this and told us to keep the population under 500 million and prove that the Earth was flat, just to mess with everyone's brain and see if we'd do anything. Why isn't anyone doing anything? Oh, I really need you to think about it, dude. The gravity of the Earth is just keeping the moon in an orbit while it goes in between the sun and us, and both the gravities on both sides of it doesn't mess up the orbit or anything, and then it goes on the other side of the Earth apparently, and dude, and nothing's getting closer to each other, nothing's colliding into the sun, it just magically keeps it at a certain distance? I'm not following. It's flat. Either way, though, have a good night. So you guys know how the heliosexuals love to say that the atmosphere is being pulled with us because of that magical thing called gravity. Yeah, that's that. But at the same time saying that the eastward spin of the Earth at 1,000 miles per hour, called the Coriolis effect, basically affects bullets but not hot air balloons. But the bullet, when it's shot, isn't pulled with the atmosphere. It's just completely ignores it. But don't mind that. I have one question. If the atmosphere is being pulled with us because of gravity... No, seriously, what is wind? Dude. Guys. What is wind? Wind goes every which way. North, south, east, west. What is wind? It's just another magical thing that gravity ignores, huh? Just like seagulls, sticking all the oceans to the ball, but ignoring seagulls. This video is only for NASA, so if you're not NASA, you can scroll on, or if you want to stick around to see what I have to say, you're good. No, seriously, dude, if you guys are launching satellites into the sky, into orbit with helium balloons, right? I don't know how that works at all. Helium's just taking them up until they just don't fall back down to the Earth. Gravity just chooses when to... Wow, gravity just chooses when to affect things and when not to all the time. Kind of like the Coriolis effect, choosing to affect bullets but not hot air balloons. Anyway, back to the ball. You guys, why is Google driving around cars with cameras on top of them, mapping streets? Why can't we just take pictures from the satellites, you guys? The satellites are up there. I'm not understanding. And literally, NASA is getting their marbles, apparently, from satellite images and compiling them into one. No, they're just artist renditions, guys.
Why is it so easy to figure out which picture was produced by NASA? Why does nobody understand that crepuscular rays literally prove that we have a local sun? Look, the sun cannot be 93 million miles away. The light would hit at the same angle. Crepuscular rays prove that the sun is local and within the firmament. Why does Joe Rogan entertain every single conspiracy but the flat earth? There's over 30,000 satellites in the sky. Why aren't I seeing any of them pass in front of the moon? No, seriously. We're elliptically orbiting the sun apparently at 66,600 miles per hour. But all of these cards are just standing. Wait, what? Are you saying that you really just believe that NASA can catch up to the ISS that is supposedly 250 miles away from Earth in a constant orbit going 17,500 miles per hour? Dude, the fastest plane we have can only go 3,000, and those spaceships are not very aerodynamic, if you know what I mean. They're and act like balloons a lot of the time. A lot of the time before they launch, you can see them like rocking back and forth. If they weigh millions of pounds, that doesn't make any sense. But question: how come the horizon is so horizontal when flat earthers send up cameras to film the horizon and see if there's any curvature? That's what ours look like. But then NASA just distorts lakes like their entire oceans and things like this. And look at that curve! Wow. Okay guys, let me get this straight. Everybody just collectively believes that the moon is a ball, right? A dusty rock reflecting light, which is scientifically not repeatable. Also, it's spinning. Yeah. Apparently, while it's doing in its elliptical orbit around the Earth, it's spinning like us. Like how we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. The moon is spinning too. It's apparently spinning at the perfect rate to keep the same face facing the Earth. I think the chances are of that, starting from the Big Bang and just spinning at the exact same rate that we never see the other side. And no, seriously guys, it's 2022. We know the Earth's flat and stationary. We know we're not spinning around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. We're not going through space at Mach 88. We're flat and stationary.
Animal-based diet, which gives my body the nutrients to make building blocks.
Yeah, if you were to ask me, in my opinion, thanks for asking. No, animal-based diet for sure. Animal-based diet. That's what I eat personally: meat, grass-fed beef. I like chicken, I like eggs. This guy goes over like vegetables, how they have like certain toxins in them that like tell us that they don't want to be eaten and stuff. This guy is on a next level. You seriously should follow him. But if you ask me, yeah, no. Animal diet, grounding, sun, no sunscreen, no sunglasses, fulvic acid, fulvic minerals, shilajit, kelp is great for your brain. Turmeric is needed. Brush your teeth with it. Rebuilds your enamel of your teeth. Fluoride breaks down your enamel and decalcifies your pineal gland. The turmeric decalcifies your pineal gland. And when you brush your teeth with it, it rebuilds your enamel of your teeth from all the damage that the fluoride's done to you. Remember Fluoride Day in school?
Why, when NASA launches their rockets, do they go in parabolas out into the ocean? Usually the Bermuda Triangle, not space, which is fictitious. Why is the truth in such plain sight? This water always finds its level, disproving the ball, disproving that the oceans are curving 8 inches per mile square, which is physically impossible. The surface tension of the water would never curve to the curvature of the Earth. Water doesn't curve to its container. Why was Aristophanes so full of shit? Why and how does gravity stick all of the ocean's trillions of pounds to a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, but simultaneously letting seagulls and gnats fly? Why do all of the heliosexuals just ignore all of the physical evidence I provide to them?
Oh, you still think the Earth's a ball, huh? Okay, let's look into that. So here is how many inches every statute mile that the Earth is supposed to curve.
take in reference the number 50 and the number 100. 50 is 1,666 feet, and over 100 miles, that's 6,666 feet. Taking that in, right? Remember, 100 miles, 6,666 feet. Oh man, this gets easier every day. There's also a shortcut formula you can use to figure out the curvature of the Earth, apparently. M being the miles squared times 8, which is 8 inches per mile square, equals the distance. No matter how many times I plug in these distances to these equations, I'm having issues. I'm having issues why we're seeing this mountain range. And lately, I've been having a really big problem with how many Freemasons have said that the Earth's on a tilt of an axis of 66.6 degrees on a 90-degree axis. I'm having a problem with them saying the curvature of 1 square mile is 666.666 feet, and I'm having a problem with them saying that the Earth's elliptically orbiting the Sun at 66,600 miles per hour. Odd number to be showing up so often. Did this weatherman not know that mirages are upside down? You can't say that. These aren't upside down, dude. But this one's real? Elon Musk himself even said, you know it's real because it looks so fake. Maybe it's just fake. Why doesn't this smokestack on the right act like this smokestack on the left? A train going 30 miles per hour leaving a smoke behind it because it's moving. If the Earth was spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, shouldn't the smoke look similar to this? Maybe it is level with hills and valleys. It's not moving. Maybe we're not moving 500,000 miles per hour chasing the sun. Maybe we're stationary. Maybe there is no edge to the flat Earth. Maybe Antarctica's not a continent. Maybe Antarctica's an ice wall that surrounds us 360 degrees, encompassing all of the land and containing all of the water. Antarctic Treaty? Arctic Treaty? Not my friends. Maybe we should stop forgetting this building and only remembering these ones. This wasn't a volcanic rock. It was a big old tree, friends. Have a great day.
Why is it so easy to figure out which picture was produced by NASA? Why does nobody understand that crepuscular rays literally prove that we have a local sun? Look, the sun cannot be 93 million miles away. The light would hit at the same angle. Crepuscular rays prove that the sun is local and within the firmament. Why does Joe Rogan entertain every single conspiracy but the flat Earth? There's over 30,000 satellites in the sky. Why aren't I seeing any of them pass in front of the moon? No, seriously. We're elliptically orbiting the sun apparently at 66,600 miles per hour. But all of these cards are just standing.
Wait, what? Are you saying that you really just believe that NASA can catch up to the ISS that is supposedly 250 miles away from Earth in a constant orbit going 17,500 miles per hour? Dude, the fastest plane we have can only go 3,000, and those spaceships are not very aerodynamic, if you know what I mean. And act like balloons a lot of the time. A lot of the time before they launch, you can see them like rocking back and forth. If they weigh millions of pounds, that doesn't make any sense. But question: how come the horizon is so horizontal when flat earthers send up cameras to film the horizon and see if there's any curvature? That's what ours look like. But then NASA just distorts lakes like their entire oceans and things like this. And look at that curve! Wow. Okay guys, let me get this straight. Everybody just collectively believes that the moon is a ball, right? A dusty rock reflecting light, which is scientifically not repeatable. Also, it's spinning. Yeah. Apparently, while it's doing in its elliptical orbit around the Earth, it's spinning like us, like how we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. The moon is spinning too. It's apparently spinning at the perfect rate to keep the same face facing the Earth. I think the chances are of that, starting from the Big Bang and just spinning at the exact same rate that we never see the other side. And no, seriously, guys. It's 2022. We know the Earth's flat and stationary. We know we're not spinning around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. We're not going through space at Mach 88. We're flat and stationary.
An animal-based diet, which gives my body the nutrients to make building blocks.
Yeah, if you were to ask me, in my opinion, thanks for asking. No, animal-based diet, for sure. Animal-based diet, that's what I eat personally. Meat, grass-fed beef. I like chicken, I like eggs, you know. This guy goes over like vegetables, how they have like certain toxins in them that like tell us that they don't want to be eaten and stuff. This guy is on a next level. You seriously should follow him. But if you ask me, yeah, no. Animal diet, grounding, sun, no sunscreen, no sunglasses, fulvic acid, fulvic minerals, shilajit, kelp is great for your brain. Turmeric is needed. Brush your teeth with it. Rebuilds your enamel of your teeth. Fluoride breaks down your enamel and decalcifies your pineal gland. The turmeric decalcifies your pineal gland. And when you brush your teeth with it, it rebuilds your enamel of your teeth from all the damage that the fluoride's done to you. Remember Fluoride Day in school?
Why, when NASA launches their rockets, do they go in parabolas out into the ocean, usually the Bermuda Triangle, not space, which is fictitious? Why is the truth in such plain sight? Why? This water always finds its level, disproving the ball, disproving that the oceans are curving 8 inches per mile square, which is physically impossible. The surface tension of the water would never curve to the curvature of the Earth. Water doesn't curve to its container. Why was Aristophanes so full of shit? Why and how does gravity stick all of the ocean's trillions of pounds to a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, but simultaneously letting seagulls and gnats fly? Why do all of the heliosexuals just ignore all of the physical evidence I provide to them?
So, you still think the Earth's a ball, huh? Okay, let's look into that. So, here is how many inches every statute mile that the Earth is supposed to curve. Take in reference the number 50 and the number 100. 50 is 1,666 feet, and over 100 miles, that's 6,666 feet. Taking that in, right? You remember, 100 miles, 6,666 feet. Oh man, this gets easier every day. There's also a shortcut formula you can use to figure out the curvature of the Earth, apparently. M being the miles squared times 8, which is 8 inches per mile square, equals the distance. No matter how many times I plug in these distances to these equations, I'm having issues. I'm having issues why we're seeing this mountain range. And lately, I've been having a really big problem with how many Freemasons have said that the Earth's on a tilt of an axis of 66.6 degrees on a 90-degree axis. I'm having a problem with them saying the curvature of 1 square mile is 666.666 feet, and I'm having a problem with them saying that the Earth's elliptically orbiting the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. Odd number to be showing up so often. Did this weatherman not know that mirages are upside down? You can't say that. These aren't upside down, dude. But this one's real? Elon Musk himself even said, you know it's real because it looks so fake. Maybe it's just fake. Why doesn't this smokestack on the right act like this smokestack on the left? A train going 30 miles per hour leaving a smoke behind it because it's moving. If the Earth was spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, shouldn't the smoke look similar to this? Maybe it is level with hills and valleys. It's not moving. Maybe we're not moving. 500,000 miles per hour chasing the sun. Maybe we're stationary. Maybe there is no edge to the flat Earth. Maybe Antarctica's not a continent. Maybe Antarctica's an ice wall that surrounds us 360 degrees, encompassing all of the land and containing all of the water. Antarctic Treaty? Arctic Treaty? Not my friends. Maybe we should stop forgetting this building and only remembering these ones. This wasn't a volcanic rock. It was a big old tree, friends. Have a great day. So everyone does realize that, Dr. Werner von Braun wrote a book about a guy named Elon that colonized Mars. Also, everyone does know that Dr. Werner von Braun was brought over in in Operation Paperclip, and he was a Nazi from Germany. We brought him over as a scientist, and he started NASA with Walt Disney. The more I look into this guy, the weirder things get. Not only was he the founder of NASA, but on his gravestone, he wrote a Bible verse. Psalms 19:1. What does Psalms 19:1 say? Oh, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Now, why would a Nazi scientist that started NASA put that on his gravestone? I think I'm ever gonna get the answer to that question. Maybe he was trying to make up for all the lies he told while he was alive. But anyway, I want to talk about the Georgia Guidestones today. Everyone seems really confused and thinks the Earth's a ball. This hole right here, that stays on Polaris constantly, while the Earth is apparently chasing the sun at Mach 88 while elliptically orbiting around it at 66,000 miles per hour and spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. And that hole stays on the North Star, Polaris, all day and night, 24/7. I wonder what the chances are of that, for happening for 48 hours with all those centrifugal motions, of course. I wonder if that is reasonable at all to believe. What are the chances? If we're doing all of those motions, spinning, you know how they say we're going 4.4 billion miles a year. Why aren't we seeing new stars? Why haven't the stars changed shape? Why is the Little Dipper still in the same shape as it was when the Egyptians mapped it in the sky? If they're doing their own elliptical orbits and spinning and moving through space 4.4 billion miles a year with us, why haven't we? Why do the sailors use the same stars to navigate the oceans for thousands of years? Why have they done that? Because their positions never change. I know a lot of Globies have already turned off here, they don't want to hear the facts about Werner von Braun being a Nazi and running NASA and everything, yeah. Kind of a weird hand sign to be thrown up there, Neil. Freemasonic hand signs, really? Here's another Freemasonic hand sign to look for. There's some more Freemasonic hand signs to look for. Master Mason, huh, Buzz? And to finish up, evolution is full of shit. Hey guys, hope you're having as good of a day as the Earth is flat. Why do we always forget Anyway, I'd like to talk about the curvature of the Earth today. Does everyone coincidentally think that if we go and we look at 50 miles of distance, over 50 miles of distance, there's actually 1,666 feet of curvature? Weird. Also, over 100 miles. That's 6,666 feet of curvature if we're going by the Pythagorean theorem of proof of curvature by 8 inches per mile square. 666 all over this thing. If we look at the Earth on a 90-degree axis, the Earth is tilted on a 90-degree axis at 66.6 degrees. Also, if we go and look at the curvature per 1 mile square, that is 0.666 feet. Curvature. 666. We're elliptically. You guys, if you haven't already noticed, we're on the second page. For some reason, TikTok didn't upload my video of Neil deGrasse Tyson throwing up Freemason hand signs. They didn't even let it post. They kept it in review all night, and then I woke up this morning and they took it down before I could post it. community guidelines, illegal goods and services, when it had flat earth memes, and I didn't even swear. Incredible. But yeah, totally being censored. They're not like putting me in live view only mode, but every time I try to upload a video now, it just doesn't upload. So hopefully that fixes itself. Yeah, TikTok, super lame. NASA, full of bullshit. I can't get away from these people. I've tried to chill on the content even, and like what I say, but like, I barely even said anything about the Freemason, and they took it down for illegal goods and services? What did I show? There was no crack pipes in that video. There was no guns. Hey guys, I just need your attention just for 3 minutes, okay? Just for 3 minutes, just stick with me. Geostationary orbits, polar orbits, and geocentric orbits, okay? I'd love to chat with you guys about these real quick. So, geostationary satellites orbit the Earth's axis as fast as the Earth spins, which is 1,000 miles per hour. They hover over a single point above the Earth at an altitude of about 36,000 kilometers, or 22,300 miles. Pause and read this if you'd like. I am really curious how they can get a satellite that has no combustion system, no engine, nothing. I'm wondering how they can get that to geocentrically orbit over the same piece of land while the Earth is chasing the sun at Mach 88 while doing an elliptical orbit at 66,616 miles per hour and spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. Wow. Like, they're saying there's polar orbits? Oh my gosh, these people believe in the South Pole. Oh my gosh. Big update, guys. There's no such thing as the South Pole, because Antarctica is not a continent. It's an ice wall that surrounds us 360 degrees. And the reason a compass works is because there's a magnetic pole at the North Pole. So if we go any way away from north, we're going south, which is all directions from north. Just kind of depends on where you're at on the flat Earth. If you're in America, it'll be a different part of the wall if you go south. Hence all the other places. But no. There are no hunks of metal in the sky doing any of these orbits, doing any of these things. Why would they do that? And if gravity's real, and that's why they keep in the geocentric orbit of us, and our gravity is so strong it keeps the moon in orbit of the Earth, and the sun's gravity is so strong it keeps the Earth in an elliptical orbit around the sun, and same vice versa with all the other planets in the solar system, in our solar system, which are all spinning and orbiting each other, passing each other. How come the sun's gravity just ignores all the moons of all the planets? And how comes the planets' gravities don't affect all the other planets as we pass each other and like throw us off our balance, but we stay in perfect elliptical or I'm thinking way too much. I need to how if we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour, how are they stacking? Yeah, their whole production, people. The whole thing. All fake. Fun fact, Disney's been helping NASA produce their films since like the 60s or before. I don't know. So put it in the comments. They've been helping them for a long time. And this isn't a volcanic rock. It's a tree that was cut down. All my videos, you still think there's curvature? Pero, there's no need to yell. You don't need to all caps me, man. No need to all caps me. But let's put on your tinfoil hat. Start thinking just for a second, okay? Opaque. Do you know what the definition of opaque is? Not reflecting light, having no luster. Basically, things can't penetrate it is what I'm trying to get at. Our atmosphere, guess what, Sparrow? Our atmosphere acts like that, dude. Can you believe that? It's opaque, meaning at a certain distance, you stop seeing through the atmosphere. That's why when you're on top of like a mountain and you're looking at a whole bunch of mountain ranges, that's why all the mountains are different colors as it, depends on their distance because the atmosphere is becoming opaque and eventually you won't be able to see far. As you can't see forever. Okay, Sparrow, I know you think you're a sparrow flying through the sky and you can see everything, but you can't. Let's teleport to the pool. So we're at the pool, we jump in the water, we jump in the chlorine, all that terrible chemicals in the pool that are probably not that good for you. But if you're in the pool, see how the water's like clear? Do you see that? See how it's clear and you can see through it? Why can't you see the end of the pool from this end? Why can't these ends, if you were to go in the pool, I don't know if you've swam in pools a lot, but if you were to try to see the other end of the pool or see another person on the other end of the pool, you can't because it's opaque. It eventually becomes too dense that you can't see through it anymore. Light won't travel that far. It's weird. People think light and sound travel forever. If the stars are trillions of miles away, yeah, light doesn't travel forever, guys. Come on. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs, Sparrow. Seriously, stop taking these drugs. You're probably eating a bag of Doritos right now. Drinking some pop. Stop. Get some water. Make sure you filter it. Get the fluoride out. Make sure you get that fluoride out. That'll calcify your pineal gland. Your pineal gland has light receptors, and it's in the middle of your brain. You think they're actually catching the ISS while it orbits us at 17,500 miles per hour? No, dude. They're going in their pools that they literally tell you they train in. You train in a pool for the vacuum of space that's negative 450 degrees? They believe... How does that make any sense in anyone's brain? Seriously. They train in pools. They're just sticking... No. They film in the pools. Secret tip. They film in the pools. You guys obviously don't know what CGI and green screens can do. The wonders that they can do for these people. They make the most money out of all the production companies. They have more digital artists than Disney. Come on, wake up. Time to wake up, guys. We are arguing against people that literally just blindly believe things like the ISS is orbiting the Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. These people don't critically think, like, how do they get on that? How do they get off of it? How do they catch that thing if a bullet goes 1,700 miles per hour roughly, and the fastest plane we have goes like less than 3,000 miles per hour, and those rockets that they're supposedly flying into the sky and into space, they are not aerodynamic at all. There's no way they're going past 10,000, 5,000 miles per hour. Do you know how... we are arguing with people that think that this is a real picture. Like, what took this picture? This is obviously Photoshop, CGI. Hey, here's a quick plug. If you want to build your own Hubble telescope, here's the plug for you real quick, okay? Make sure you get the curved lens. Yeah, that's really important. Like, I don't know what these people are thinking. This is literally what you said right there in that comment. We're flipping the script. We are not the dumb ones here. I am not the stupid one. The people that believe things like, we should have a picture of some satellites, okay? Do you know how many are supposedly orbiting us? This is what I mean by make sure you get the curved lens if you're going to make your own Hubble telescope. All these pictures from NASA, all these people are throwing on GoPros and sending them up there. No, if you're going to send a GoPro, go ahead and turn on in the settings, in the video settings, there is a lens corrector. There, you can just click a button in lens correct and it will correct it. And you'll see that we have a level horizon no matter how high up you go. It doesn't ever curve like this. There's actually plenty of videos. Don't tell me to make my own and send it up there. There's so many independent videos of people setting up cameras and them showing stuff like this. Here's one of the pictures from one of them. Yeah, this was a beautiful image. Wow. Love the text. These stars, the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, all these stars in the sky have stayed in the same shape for thousands of years. The Egyptians, they marked them. They loved them. They mapped these constellations. And they haven't changed. But we're supposedly going 4.4 billion miles a year. And all those constellations are doing the same thing from the Big Bang. They're supposed to be moving and orbiting things and, doing their own thing. But they stay in the exact same shape and circularly orbit around our head. And Polaris has stayed the same. Polaris has been our North Star for thousands of years. Again, I'll repeat. But we travel 4.4 billion miles a year. Time to wake up.
We just learned that Pluto has volcanoes that spew ice.
No. Absolutely no. I'm not really seeing this. I can't believe I'm seeing this. People don't actually think that Pluto has volcanoes that spew ice, right? But people realize that Pluto was found the same year that Pluto the dog was made in Disney, right? In 1930. Ice, guys? Come on. What, you're gonna believe the core's just cold or something? Like, what? Dude, come on. It is so blatantly obvious. These planets are not physical objects, people. Get it in your head? I love you, but no! No! Please stop believing this girl, please! They're just luminaries. They change colors. They change, like, they're not physical.
This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win! Out of this straight drop, they make your face drop. They give you lock, jaw. I got that top notch. I got that.
They built it for a flat, stationary Earth, and my goal is for some young fighter pilot to listen to what I just said, go out tomorrow and set the bottom of your L strobe on your altitude, run it out there to 80 miles, and that bottom altitude on your cursor will stay the same.
That's not, and that, yeah, no, the ground looks to us like it's standing still. What'd you see while we were up there?
Just the blue sky, white clouds.
Yeah, is it flat or?
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature, no.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
We ran the flat, aren't we? We are, aren't we? Thank you.
Most pilots know their plane is flying over a plane.
Just watch this video and just think.
Everything around me freeze. The money, dollar bill. Y'all can. Everything around me freeze. Dollar bill.
Yeah. Yes, I'm still sitting in the sun. No, I'm not burning. It's because I'm not wearing sunscreen and I'm not wearing sunglasses. Yeah, I thought I'd just come on here and just make it blatantly obvious that, you know, the sun's not 93 million miles away. You know, it's pretty obvious when you go outside and just look at it, you know. Come on, guys. Just go on your Google, go on your DuckDuckGo, go wherever you want to go and try to find an image that looks real. Like, how would they capture these images if frames per second, aperture, ISO? Really? Why do all of them look so different? They all look different. Different shades of blue, different color continents, some red, some green. You just gotta turn on the fisheye lens corrector in the settings, guys. NASA, here's a tip for you. Just turn on the fisheye lens corrector and you'll see there's no curvature to the Earth, guys. It's pretty obvious. Love you. Get some sun today.
Oh, no, dude, it sounds like a bunch of noises.
Okay, so now that we all agree that space is fake and everything, let's talk about the aliens. So the Roswell crash, right? When they said that crashed, that spacecraft crashed, they said they found 2 alien bodies in it on the news. And then the next day, they came out on the news and said, oh, we actually got it all wrong. It was a balloon. This is so obviously fake. Come on, guys. These stories that you guys all talk about, like, oh, let's talk about the UFOs and how they're coming. No, it's all to make you believe in space and that it's vast and forever expanding from 2 rocks hitting each other in the Big Bang. Completely, obviously fake. As obvious as the Earth is flat. We live in backwards land. Whatever the television, whatever the government says, do the opposite, okay? Do the complete opposite. Anyway, get some sun today. Have a good day. Aliens are fake. Dinosaurs are fake.
You close your eyes and you communicate with your higher self. When you're communicating with your ancestors.
Just a moment of your time. Pro tip. Meditating for like 30 minutes in deep meditation is like 8 hours of deep sleep. But anyway, I've never seen a plane do this.
Sorry,
Not everybody fits in the bad bitch genre.
Yeah, she's not wrong at all. We are not chasing the sun at Mach 88, 500,000 miles per hour, 88 times the speed of sound, whatever you want, whichever way you want to convert it. We are not orbiting the sun in an elliptical orbit that speeds up and slows down at 66,616 miles per hour. And we're not doing a spin at the equator at 1,000 miles per hour. Didn't we feel one of them? Come on! We don't feel any of those movements? Yeah, but there's 666 all over this thing, guys. It is a Freemasonic. Did you guys know Pythagoras is thought to be the first Freemason in history? And he was the first guy that perpetuated the heliocentric model. Coincidence? I don't really believe in coincidences. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yeah. I love this one.
I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very pro-vaccination. Yeah. I believe the science is unequivocal.
Unequivocal, huh? Unequivocal amount of evidence. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, people ask me, wow, you don't think Elon Musk is a good guy? Dude, he just bought Twitter. He's all about free speech. You are so asleep if you think Elon Musk is a good guy. Have you seen his rocket launches trying to break the firmament? Do you know who his mom worships? Do you know who his wife worships openly? Do you know about any of the symbolism? You guys do realize that brain chip he wants everyone to get, it would make you legally transhuman. So if you put that shiz in your head, you won't have human rights legally anymore. Basically, is what I'm getting at when I'm looking into this. So I wouldn't do that. God gave you a very smart, creative mind. Keep it how it is. And yeah, no, Elon Musk. I'm not gonna be. Wow. Really, TikTok? Live view only mode again? I've only been up for like 5 days in the last 2 weeks on my main account. I wonder if I'm just getting too much attention. Am I just making too much sense, TikTok? I'm not swearing in my videos very much. I'm not half naked. I'm not showing illegal goods and services. I wonder why TikTok is censoring me so hard. I'm just really curious if TikTok can give me a reason why they put me in live view only mode. They didn't even take down a video this time. I just woke up and I'm in live view only mode on the main account. This is the backup. If you didn't, I know going back and forth is so confusing. But what?
So my question is, how can you operate a lid on the outside of the space station by manipulating something mechanical on the inside of the space station without losing air pressure?
It's called real good engineering.
Oh, well, no. Oh, you are shitting. You have got to be joking, motherfucker.
In my head, this just proves it right here. We're supposed to be spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, but these rocks just perfectly sit on these other rocks, just on this weird way. I don't even know how these people do this. Can someone teach me how to do this? Apparently some people need more evidence, so here's a bunch of pilots saying that the Earth's a flat plane. And shout out Drew Williams for this video.
While we were up there?
Right here.
Curvature, no.
Shout out this
there's
guy.
no curvature?
It's just all flat.
What's up, pilots? Is the Earth flat or round?
Flat.
Thanks. I'm with you.
Are you a pilot?
Yes, sir.
One question.
Okay.
When you descend in the air,
Yeah.
do you dip or do you go straight?
It's straight.
Straight?
A little more with the nose out. That's it.
But straight. You
Straight.
don't dip
Yeah.
into the...
No.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome, sir.
Guys, I'm going to ask you a question.
You wanted the video of all the pilots. Here you go.
And I'll come to the conclusion.
Yep.
There is no curvature. I never allow for curvature. There's no way there's curvature. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Definitely.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
I've got a couple of serious questions to ask you.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it is big time. Curvature.
Curvature.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't allow for curvature, do we?
Yeah, for anything, not you usually.
No, we're...
No spin,
we're round,
no curvature.
We're just,
That's what he means.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, look, honestly, quite seriously,
Yeah.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just got one question to ask. Flat or a ball?
Flat or a ball? What's that?
Well, I never feel as breaking round. If we live on a ball, surely we'd have to fly around it. Yeah, it feels like flat or a ball. Flat.
You guys need much more? I don't know how much more I'm probably gonna have to show a lot, huh? But this one should do it for a lot of people. I hope this should wake up at least like 6 people, right? This one video should. But yeah, super flat. This is what it looks like. Antarctica is not a continent. It's an ice wall that surrounds us. This is what I mean by all the pilots, you know, they're like, oh, why wouldn't all the pilots tell us? They do. They do. And usually those people probably lost their jobs because those videos surfaced. They probably got fired. They usually get grounded and fired. So yeah, this is who is hiding this lie. It's these guys, the Freemasons, wonderful people. And yeah, that's the bottom right picture. This is from the bottom right one. This is from a plane. And everyone says they can see the curve, but you're just delusional. You're not seeing the curve. You're just delusional. And before you say, show me a picture of the edge, here it is, buddy. Again, Antarctica is not a continent. It's an ice wall that surrounds us. Research the highest ground on Earth. It'll be Antarctica. Have a good one.
Wait, Beast Boy, you don't believe the Earth is round?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The Earth ain't round. It's a big old pancake. Your laughter only makes my belief stronger.
But if the Earth is a pancake, why does not the water spill off the edges?
Yeah, water would spill right off into space.
Ha ha ha! Explain that, Mr. Pancake Earth!
2 words. Butter wall.
Butter wall? Seriously? A butter wall?
That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth.
This whole pancake Earth thing is just a fake, like the abominable snowman or global warming.
Actually, Robin, global warming is real. Don't make me smack you.
Okay, fine. Maybe I was wrong about global warming.
Roger.
If you're seeing this, you are really gonna want to stick around till the end. You know how I usually go over how the Earth's flat. That's usually what I touch on. Today we're gonna be touching on Tartarians, okay? Really huge people and animals and stuff that used to exist here that were basically petrified into mountains and things like that. Let me just show you a couple pictures and you judge for yourself what you think. So, normal mountain, right? Yeah, it looks normal to me. What if this is the nose, this is the eyebrow, this is the mouth, and that's the chin going down? Okay, one example. Normal mountain, right? Totally normal things going on here. Eyes, nose, mouth, chin. Oh, shit. Totally normal mountain going on here, right? Chin, lips, nose, eye. Oh, shit. You don't even have to turn this one sideways. Wow, so cool. Totally normal mountain, right? You might already be seeing this one. Nose, mouth, eyes, forehead. Do you think just rocks are really cut out like this because of wind and rain? That is an elephant trunk. That's an elephant head, and this is the body. Here's another elephant. This looks like southern Utah to me. But here, trunk, head, body. You guys are really head, body, leg. Oh, here's a petrified frog, by the way. Yeah, that's a petrified frog. Huge Tartarian frog. I don't even have to turn this one. Again, it should just be blatantly obvious. Eye, nose, mouth, chin. Forehead. All of these things prove a flat stationary Earth. We used to have Tartarian people walking around this thing. Trees too. They say this is a volcanic rock structure. Since when do volcanic rock structures perfect hexagonal lines. Do these rocks kind of look like dust, petrified sawdust from them cutting this down? And why is this perfectly flat up here? If it's a volcanic rock structure, that seemed to be forming really weird. It's almost like it was a Tartarian tree, and God said, these giants are too powerful. We should probably cut down all the trees so they can't survive the flood. If you ask me, that's probably what I'd guess. But I hope you have a good day. Search Tartaria on YouTube. What? You haven't watched my pin videos all the way till the end? You still believe in a ball Earth? Time to wake up! Baffled that I share this flat plane existence with people that think like you. Space-time is bent around the planet and it bends the light so you think you are looking flat, but you're looking in a curve. I don't belong here. You would probably say that this explains how water sticks to a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour too, huh? You think that spinning water that is contained by a bucket around you people drive me nuts. I need you to just look at this for like 5 seconds. This is how reality works. It doesn't work like these bottom two here. It doesn't work like these two. It works like the top two. Water's surface tension does not curve to its container, no matter what the container. It lays flat. Stick around till the end if you're seeing this, especially you, buddy. Especially you. And by the way, yeah, periscopes prove the Earth is flat. Prove that it's also not a spinning ball. I don't think you understand the size of the Earth. You won't see a curve in 8 inches, man. Wow. Okay, buddy, I need you to look really close. I know the numbers are small here, but this is the Pythagorean proof of curvature, supposedly, okay? If you look at let's just look at the miles. Let's look at the miles. Look at 100. That's 1.26 miles, okay? 100, you see that? And then 200? Is 5.06. Okay, that's how much curvature there should be over 100 miles. Keep that in mind. 100. Do you realize how distance affects objects? It makes them really small, so it wouldn't take a lot of curvature to hide things that are maybe 190 miles away. Yeah, we should not be seeing this mountain range, buddy. We shouldn't be seeing it at all. This should be under like a mile or two, or I don't know, I don't care. There's no curvature. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the curvature? Someone find it for me. I can't find it anywhere. Seriously, I've been looking for like 25 years. Can't find it. Come on, guys, use your mind. Let's think. Would boats stick to the bottom of a ball? Whales? Cruise ships? The entire ocean? Because of gravity? What are you on? All of these things prove the Earth is flat and stationary, and the luminaries above our head rotate around us. We don't orbit them. They flipped the script on you, buddy. Do you know how they made the ball? They took the flat Earth, took the North Pole, stuck it on the top of the ball in the center, and then wrapped it around and made Antarctica a continent. I need you to pause right now and just think. Read and think. Read and think. And pause and think and then unpause. Yeah, smoke does. We're spinning 1,000 miles per hour? But the smoke just goes straight up. Come on. And look at that horizon right here. We're completely flat from the plane. Everyone's like, I could see the curve from the plane. Wow. You are really weird. Seriously, the windows are curved, man. Please, 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 please stop drinking fluoride. Please, 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 please. Really? 23.87 miles long. That should be 380 feet of curvature if we're going by the per mile squared being 8 inches. Guys, lost your mind. It is so blatantly, obviously flat. Have a good one. I cannot believe people seriously say this stuff. Why can't you fly? What do you think we're just gonna start flying? If gravity's not real, you think we'll just start flying? Okay, let me get this. So, the sun's gravity is stronger than the Earth's gravity, right? But the Earth's gravity is strong enough to keep the moon in a perfect weird orbit going at the same distance around us, while the sun does the exact same thing with the Earth. Why doesn't the sun's gravitational pull affect the moon in any way? And while, have you ever thought about this? While the Earth is doing its elliptical orbit around the sun at 66,616 miles per hour, how fast does the moon have to catch up to go in front of it and go on all sides of it? Doesn't it have to speed up and like slow down and stuff just based off the elliptical orbit that the Earth's doing around the sun while we're chasing the sun at Mach 88? And the moon's chasing the sun at Mach 88 too because it's chasing us in an elliptical orbit. None of it makes any sense, buddy. But gravity, no, don't you dare. Like, seriously, look at this. Don't even look at the text, but it's relevant. These all stay the same distance away from everything because of this thing called gravity. They don't pull anything closer, make things crash into the sun because of gravity? Really? You really haven't thought this one through. If they let you teach high school, you'd probably do this science experiment in front of everyone trying to say that this proves that all of the oceans stick to a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, chasing the sun at Mach 88, which is 88 times the speed of sound, which is the equivalent of about 500,000 miles an hour. Yeah, we're chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour. Did you know that? Wow. No, this proves nothing. The guy that put the sticks in the ground, didn't prove anything. Pythagoras didn't prove anything. Copernicus didn't prove anything. They couldn't even decide on how far the sun was. Do you know how many times it's changed? It's changed from like 180 million miles away to 120 to 103 to like 70. Now the current model's 93. You can realize they can't decide. They're just making it up every couple hundred years. They just change that shit. You realize the stars go around us in a perfect circle. They circle around us perfectly. If we're chasing the sun at Mach 88, they should, bottom right here, they should be like that. They should be doing their own things. They wouldn't be going in a perfect circle. Polaris wouldn't be staying over the North Pole every single night, every single day, if we were chasing the sun. All of them are fake. All of them. Photoshopped, CGI. Love you. Have a good day. Everyone keeps coming to me, asking me, Caleb, if the Earth's not a ball, why are all the planets balls? Why are all the other ones balls? Well, I'm about to show you the truth. They're not. They're not. They're totally not. It's all fake. Everything. Every ball Earth picture you've seen, every testicular Masonic ball you've seen is fake. It's photoshopped. Fake. Not real. You've never seen a real picture of a satellite in space either. Try to find one. Please at me when you do. Find one that doesn't look completely CGI'd. Please, go try to find one. Shouldn't they have one picture of the ball Earth that's not photoshopped? Shouldn't they have one picture of a satellite orbiting us? But I never want to have to hear this question again. But I know I'm going to have to hear it again. But I'm just going to have to send this to everyone that, wants to see what planets actually look like. That's what they look like. Saturn, yeah, CGI. Literal CGI. It's not, oh my gosh, guys, seriously. This doesn't even look real. Serious. You need to pause this and read. You need to pause this and read right now, or, you'll never understand anything. Yeah, this is great. This is a great meme right here. And I really want you guys to know, look right here. Yeah, that's your current model right now from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah, he says we've spun so past the equator that now the Earth's a pear. It's more of like a pear shape. No. We went from oblate spheroid to pear. I'm saying this. Yeah. Horizon. Horizontal. I'm just curious what you people think. Like, if it's sea level, how would it be sea level on a ball? Wouldn't it be constantly changing every mile by 8 inches? Come on. You guys are watching way too much TV. Okay? Really? They post the whole Johnny Depp trial. He's an actor. And I didn't even watch it. I don't care. We vibrate higher than this, people. We're on a higher frequency than watching fake trials when this is the only trial I want to see. I only want to see this lady. I want to see her back in court, and I want to know all the names. It's kind of what I want to know. By the way, this is all you need to become an NASA astronaut. If you want to be an astronaut, you can go ahead and get all these things right now. You gotta go just jump through the rituals and the Masons and everything. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be... Yeah, you remember that time that he said this in a speech? He doesn't have time for the Flat Earth Society. Just go search Obama Flat Earth in your TikTok search engine real quick after this video. But he has plenty of time for secret societies. Because I know someone's gonna say it. There's no edge, people. There's no edge. Antarctica's not a continent. It's an ice wall that surrounds us 360 degrees. If we go south, we'll hit it. But Antarctic Treaty, we're not allowed to. Have a good day. Plan on going over a lot, so you might want to stick around till the end for this one. Does anyone know who this guy is? I know you can't see all of his face. I wanted to go over something real quick, though. You know how in submarines, they have these things that look barely over the water, over the surface of the water? Does that not prove that water's always level and it doesn't curve in the ocean? Like, they can see boats miles and miles and miles and miles away, and it's right over the top surface of the water. Shouldn't water curve every 8 inches to the ball? Anyway, this guy right here. Anyone know him? Anyone? Come on, you guys know him. I know you do. Yeah, this ugly bastard. Who knows him? Werner von Braun. Yeah. Magnus Maximilian. Does anyone know he's dead? He's dead. Just by the way, he ran NASA. He was like the one that started NASA and like was the top head of it for a long time. Does anyone know what his headstone says? There's a globe in his hand, by the way. Here's a globe in his hand. Yeah. Psalms 19:1. Does anyone know what Psalms 19:1 says? It's like he knew that there's a firmament over our head and that the earth's flat and that space is fake. And he was trying to make up for all the horrible satanic things he committed on this earth with this gravestone heading. No, Psalms 19:1. Think about that. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. There's a firmament there. That proves that we have a creator, by the way. That would just... Do I need to show any more? Really? Strong enough to stick all the oceans to a ball, but seagulls, gnats, mosquitoes, everything has no problem flying. You guys are so weird. I know. It's so hard, I know. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to realize. This is the only way you don't become a flat earther watching my videos. So if you close your ears, close your eyes, and don't critically think, and don't question anything I say. That's the only way you can watch this till the end and still believe in a globe. Like, seriously, come on. There is satanic numbers all over this thing. Seriously. And before you go Google and be like, no, Caleb, it's 67,000 miles per hour. Google the exact miles per hour. Google and tilt. It's minus 23.4 from 90. 66.6, okay? It's not that hard. You guys act like you'll go on Google and like it doesn't say exactly 666. There's a reason why, you idiots. I'm gonna tell you right away, you gotta look for the exact numbers. Sorry to burst your bubble. Failed actor, people. Failed actor, so they just were like, well, you look like you could fool some people into believing in science, in the ball earth, so here you go, here's a job. You guys, you're thinking about this all wrong, buddy. You've got it all wrong. No, I want this to get to my grandkids. You don't understand. I'm posting this for the whole world to see, dude. You don't think I want to show my kids or my grandkids and things like, what? You think I'm gonna hide this from anyone? No, I hope this reaches as many people in the world as possible. I hope all my videos reach your For You page every day. I'm, manifesting into existence. Until you know the earth's flat, I hope you see a video from me every day. By the way, if you believe in one, you've gotta believe in the other. I hope you know that. And dinosaurs, too. You've got to believe in dinosaurs, too, because it all perpetuates that the Earth was like millions and billions of years old. No. The Earth's flat. The Earth's flat. It doesn't look like this at all. Antarctica isn't a continent. It's an ice wall. Nope, we can't go there. Antarctic Treaty.
They are demonizing Flat Earth, that's for sure.
Because there's fucking more land and their whole system crumbles if people knew that. Everything stops. There's no more taxes. There's no more house taxes. There's no more gasoline charges. They're fooling us that everything is scarce, that we have to abide by their system and their laws because this is all there is. But if there's not all there is, then they lose it all. They wouldn't be able to control us in any form if people found this out.
There's actually no such thing as aliens or outer space. Now that we realize
Dan said it, not me. Stop looking at me like this. But he's not wrong. The Earth's flat, space is fake, and aliens are made up. It's like, Caleb, why is this lie? Why are they lying about the shape of the Earth? Oh man, you guys have a lot to find out. There's a lot of rabbit holes you haven't jumped down yet, but they're ready. They're ready to be jumped down into. You just have to jump in them. You just have to look for them. Yeah, hide the creator, the creator's creation, more land, scientific knowledge, free energy. There's lots of reasons. They're laundering like $50 million a day from the taxpayers right now, every day. How much did it cost to go to the moon? Oh, let me tell you, $30 billion. And everyone knows it was faked. $30 billion. Pissed down the drain to a bunch of pedophiles. Great. Water doesn't lie, people. People do. It's flat. Love ya. A good one.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to fucking kill me!
This video is for educational purposes only. This is how easy it is to deceive everyone, guys. This is how easy this is. All they have to do is things like this. And if these guys can do this in the news, imagine what NASA can do with millions and billions of dollars a year. Imagine what they could do. The Earth's flat. I'll tell you that right now. It's not a ball chasing the sun at Mach 88. This is some of your guys' logic. Like, seriously. You think that you can look at the celestial things in the sky and tell what the shape of the Earth is? That's like looking at a light bulb to tell me what the shape of my floor is. You guys are just unscientifical. Do you even know that gravity is non-demonstratable? You can't demonstrate gravity. It's proven that no one's been able to demonstrate how gravity works because it's 97% dark energy and not real at all. Flat earthers are smart people, man. I'll tell you that right now. They're not dumb. I promise. They can do lots of cool things. Yo, posting this is the backup. If I start posting here, they took down my first one. So I'm not going to post on here until they take down my first one. But I'm not speaking that into existence. So, but follow me here in case I need to.